and she's like, no, Sutton, like this was the problem to begin with.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to control my narrative, like,
No.
and make it like everything is fine. Everything is not fine.
Not fine.
You're part of the reason I left.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Don't Let It Stu. I've one of my faves in the house. He's not in the house, but he's in New York City. I'm so jealous. We have David Yontef here to talk all Bravo, pop culture. I mean, there's not even anything on Bravo I'm watching right now. I'm trying to get into the Valley, but we'll get into that in a second. I need you to get a... Hi, David, by the way.
Hi, how are you? I didn't know if we were on air. I was just waiting.
Yeah.
I was in my own little world. I mean, hi.
Well, you never know with me. I just go, and then we just see what happens. But I'm planning my whole thing. Having you on today is that I definitely want you to get me excited about the Valley. However you do that, you can think about it for a second before we get into it. But I'm a bit lost, so you might have to kind of bring me up to speed on some things. But we'll get there because I didn't watch season 1. So
It's okay.
little updates. Milo is doing fine. He stopped puking. So last week I was talking about I would feed Milo, and then he'd eat too fast, and then he'd start crying, and then he'd puke, and then he'd eat his puke, and it was like a whole... my other Westies did it too. Like, they just... So I bought one of these bowls. Did you know they had the indentations and, like, the maze, like, the labyrinth walls in them, so, like, you can put your food in, and then they kind of have to pick at it. So anyway, we're not doing that. He ate out of it once. It was actually... took longer to clean the bowl than it did to actually feed him. So that's going back today to Amazon because I'm just like, this is bullshit. So then I fed him the last few days and he's fine. I just don't need to feed him as much food. I just was feeding him too much food and that's it. No big deal.
Well, listen, it's David Yontef from Behind the Velvet Rope podcast. I hope that Milo is okay. That's the key.
He's
But
great.
you know what? I mean, people think that I just walk around and plug all my shit all day. But let me tell you something. If you had spotandtango.com/velvet rope and you got 50% off, I'm not joking. It's because of what you're feeding him. Really. I'm not even, this isn't like a...
I'll try it.
You need to try it. Because it's unkibble.
Spot
They're
and Tango. Okay, I'm going to do that.
I'm going to send you, I'm not even just trying to sell you something here.
No. Do it. I'll do it.
It's all in the food, and it's because it's like the unkibble, and they are all of, and I referred this to the dog walker in my Hamptons building. I'm not joking.
Yeah.
She's like, her life is dogs. Like, she's given it to every dog, and she's like, oh God. And I referred her something else too, and she was like, no, that sucks. I think it's in the food. I think it's in Milo's food. Okay, I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna send you.
Okay.
I can't get it to you for free, but I'm glad he's okay, and that's really what counts.
He's great. Yeah, it was just like a little thing. It was driving me crazy. But I was on another thing I need to talk about, American Express. I had a thing with them. Jesus. Like, oh my God.
What type of thing?
I was out over the weekend, and like I wasn't drunk or anything like that, right? I just left my card at a restaurant or a bar, whatever. I'm so bad when I sign the bill, I leave the bloody card in the envelope thing, the black leather bind thing. But anyway, I called the 2 places that I was at. It's not there. It could be in one of my pockets or something like that. I don't know. Whatever. It's no big deal. It happens. I called them. So then I'm like, oh God, I hate calling them to do this whole credit card thing, to get a new one and stuff. So I call the number. They're like, you can do it on the automated system. I'm like, oh my God, this will be great. I don't even need to talk to anybody. So I do the prompts and they're like, account ending in like 44567. I'm like, but the card is, because I have an additional card on my card. So I have 2 cards. One card is the main account, and then I got an additional card for like all my groceries and my bills, my business expenses. I just keep them separately like that way. So I lost the business card part. And she calls out the name, like the last 4 digits of the business card. And I'm like, she's like, say replacement to get it replaced. And I'm like, replacement? She's like, okay, so we're replacing the card in 2007. I'm like, no, it's the other one. So then I hang up. So then I go again and do it again. So what's happened now is I fucked with the system. Now, and so I do it twice. It's the same thing again. I'm like, why is it telling me the right card to say replacement? And I do that. And then they start referring back to the other card. And I'm like, I don't want to replace the other card. I have the other card. So I called them. And she's like, you've maxed out all your replacement cards. And I'm like, I couldn't have maxed out my replacement cards because I haven't got replacement cards to max out. I said, I've lost one this year. So this would actually be my second one I'll be getting this year, right? Okay. And she's like, yeah, well, I get a calendar year and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, but I haven't lost like 5, 6, 7 cards in the calendar year. I said, we're in like April. I said, this is my second one. I said, I'm really sorry. Just, I don't know what happened. She's like, this is just our process. And I'm like, so well, what do we have to do? She's like, well, we have to close the account and open up a new account. I'm like, no. She's like, no, we're not closing your main account. It's just the additional card because we need a new set of numbers. And I'm like, what I said, is that going to cost me? And she's like, it's $175. I'm like, no. I said, this is ridiculous. I said, I've done the automated system. I followed the prompts and your system keeps defaulting back to my other card to replace it. And I said, now it looks like I've caused like a security breach in the system because it looks like I'm this like fraudulent person trying to get fucking cards. And I'm trying to explain this to her. I'm like, no. And she's like, no, we'll credit you the $175. Like, don't worry about that. I'll take that away. And I'm like, okay. So I'm like, but I don't understand. She's like, it's just a process. I mean, she said the word process to me like 6 times. And I'm like, I'm just going to start telling people it's a process from now on. Hey, Stu, how do you make beef stew? I'm like, it's just a process. Just follow along. I'm like, yeah, but how do you make it? I needed to know, like, what was the reason of why this was happening? Like, was it the reason because I was on the phone, I fucked up the prompts, or, like, the system, whatever it was. Did I use too many cards? I said, I need to speak to a manager. So she gets me a manager. She sets up the card, all that kind of stuff. I said, I need to I just need to know. I don't need to know, but I need to know. I'm just that kind of person. So the manager comes on. I'm really nice. I said, look, she just keeps saying the word process to me. I said, what happened? I said, did I fuck up? Like, I just want a replacement card. And he's like, well, you only get a certain amount of cards in a lifetime. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is different now. So I said, how many cards? He's like, it's about 9 cards. And I'm like, oh, so I've lost about 9 cards, we'll say, in the last like 10, 11 years. He's like, yeah, probably. And I'm like, okay, that kind of could make sense. I said, I understand that. I'm like, oh, okay. I said, she just didn't explain it that way. I just was like, I thought I really fucked up. And he's like, no. He's like, but the automated system kind of did put a fraudulent thing in your system. So we have to get you a new card, a new account and all. So you kind of have to reapply again, but you get it approved. You know what I mean? It's not like, so then I'm like, fine. So then he's like, oh, you'll get the card by like May 1st. And I'm like, I'm going to Italy next week. I said, I need it beforehand. And he's like, look, let me get you to another customer service. So then I go to the customer service and then she's like, oh, okay, the card is not approved yet. And I'm like, what do you mean? She just said she was going to ship it. I was going to get on April 30th. Or say, well, no, you have to go through security questions. And I'm like, okay, but that department is closed. Now I'm on the phone 45 minutes. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to fuck it. I said, can you just have them call me tomorrow and I'll do their things? I said, look, I just don't want to call them. And she's like, here's the number. Just keeps ignoring me. She's like, here's the number. I'm like, okay. So I hang up. I called this morning. I'm telling you, it's like Fort Knox. I had to pull over the car because I was on the way to the dog park. I had to pull over the car. They sent me a link. I had to upload my ID card. Then I had to take a selfie. This is at 7 a.m. in the morning. And the thing on the phone is like, smile. I'm like, I'm going to fucking kill this app. And so she's on the phone with me while I'm doing all this. So then they do it. You do back and front of the card. Then she approves it. And then I'm like, oh, so can you send it like in 2 or 3 days? Well, I need to get you to a different department because this is, I'm like, forget it. I'll just see it on the 1st. It's fine. I have a credit card. It's like no big deal. But man, like, it was just a misplaced card.
I didn't. Well, first of all, this is why I always like to speak to a human. I hate those prompts. It never works out. But first of all, I've never heard of 9 cards only. I don't really lose my card. I'm really anal. But like, if you have, I wonder. See, I think you should like if you have fraud on your card, and because I've called with fraud, I'm like, I don't want another card. This is fraud. I don't know what this charge is. I haven't been in it. Then they're like, well, you have to have a new card. I'm like, I don't want a new card because I have it all. I know. So I think if you do that, maybe it doesn't count as one of the 9. Sure, maybe it's only if you lose it. I'm just thinking. I'm just trying to troubleshoot. Yeah. So maybe I should have just said it was stolen. Called and said fraud. Yeah. I'm just wondering because I mean, I've never heard of this 9 cards. There's got to be people out there less responsible than you that are losing cards more than you are.
I go through a period like I won't lose them for 2 years and then I'll lose 3. it's like that kind of shit. It's like, ugh.
That's annoying.
Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, listen, these security measures these days are if I didn't have like one of those computers that remembers, like, I mean, this one you have to add a period, this one you have to have a special character.
I know.
It's
Yeah.
too, I mean, I don't know any of my passwords. None.
I use 1Password. Do you ever use that app, 1Password?
Well, on my computer, if I type in my computer password, it pulls up everything else. But it would be easy if they just all were the same. But then sometimes you have to have a lowercase, especially. And I'm like, so I can always guess 2 or 3 times what my password is because I do. And then when they're like, "You've guessed 3 times, we are no longer speaking to you." You're like, same thing. You're like, but it is me. It is me. I have no fucking clue of what my password is. I don't know.
I hate it. I hate it.
I hate it. I hate it.
So on to Beverly Hills. Just pretty much this is kind of the last of it to wrap it up for this season. I mean, now we're on to Garcelle. She's unfollowing everybody. And then Sutton was on some publication saying like, oh, well, she still kind of supports my businesses. And then probably that evening, then she probably unfollowed all the businesses as well. So she only follows 2 people now, which is Kathy and Jennifer Tilly.
Which is really strange. I guess that's her way of just saying, like, you weren't housewives, you did nothing wrong to me. Because she's not particularly close with either of them.
Yeah, she's not.
Kathy. Look, I think that Sutton, I think she went on and she's like, no, Sutton, like, this was the problem to begin with.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to control my narrative, like,
No.
and make it like everything is fine. Everything is not fine.
Not fine.
You're part of the reason I left. And let me make this very clear. Now I'm on Garcelle is like, you will not control my narrative.
No. And she was really, but it's still so frustrating that she didn't speak up at the fucking reunion and blow it out. Like, she could have been like, no, you said this behind the back of all the girls. You don't agree like that. Now you're just going along with it because you just want to stay nice with everybody. You were bitching behind all their backs. Why didn't you call her out? Because she was basically doing that in the backstage before she left. And then Sutton was only concerned about dinner.
Well, right. I mean, I agree with you. She must have just said, like, this just isn't worth it. Like, I'm just not going to go out like that. Like, where are we going to get? And I'm so over this. And if you think about it, it is kind of an epic way to control your end of being like, I didn't lose my cool on you. It just is what it is. It's the ending that Lisa Rinna wished she had. I mean, Rinna has said a million times that she wishes that she quit right at the reunion. So Garcelle did do what Rinna couldn't finish.
Yeah. Maybe it was the best thing. I don't know. Like, I feel like Bravo could have been pissed off with her. Like, this is what Housewives is about. You're meant to speak up. You're not meant to do it fucking behind the scenes in the green room at CBS. You know?
I mean, I always think that they are secretly happy when a housewife quits because, like, each season they have to figure out what are they going to do the next season. And I don't think that Garcelle necessarily would have lost her job, but yet the show needed something. So I feel like in a way, it's like her leaving solves one problem. I mean, I think they need to mix it up a little more, but I think I just always feel when someone quits, they're like, okay, well that same thing when Rinna left. They're okay, like maybe we wouldn't have done this, but great, what a great opportunity to bring in some fresh blood.
Yeah,
That's how I feel.
I mean, speaking of possible new blood on there, I have been kind of chatting with Debbie Matenopoulos a bit, and I mean, I'm not giving anything away or anything like that. We're just, it's kind of, she mentioned on, I don't know, page 6 or something like that she was in talks with them and it's a possibility. I just said, I think all I said to her, I was like, bitch, fucking go for it. Just go for it. You have an amazing personality for this show. I think you could really I think she could be like a star of that show. Like, she is a big personality and she's so fun. Like, I used to do Home and Family with her for years and years and years. And we became friends and she even came on the podcast as well. And she's just so fun and likable. And I think she would just do really, really well with that cast. So my fingers are crossed for her. I don't know, like, has she been offered anything yet or anything like that? But yeah, it would be fun. I'd love for her to be on it.
I've also had her on my Behind the Velvet Rope podcast. Didn't know what to expect. Fucking loved her. I totally agree.
Best.
I loved her, and I don't love everyone that I interview. You know what I mean? Didn't know what to expect. She is so the best. Yeah, love her. Did I freeze on you?
No, you're fine. It's
sorry.
I just always I always get a ding and I forget to put it on silent. So
I really loved her though. Yep.
Yeah, she's great. I mean, look, let's, fingers crossed manifest that for her. I'd love that. Okay, so I watched The Valley. I watched it when it came out, episode 2, for about half of it, and then I was at the gym this morning and I put it on at the gym so I could just focus while I'm on the treadmill, and I watched it. So Jack obviously goes to rehab. We kind of see that, and then it backtracks, right? I'm really kind of getting to know these people now for the first time. I did watch an episode or 2 of the first season. Like, I know who's who.
Okay.
What, in your opinion, what am I supposed to look out for now? Like, what do you think are going to be the big kind of fights?
Well, I mean, I think that like Michelle and Jesse are just, I mean, those are the two that are getting divorced. They have the child. He wanted to go to Orange County. I mean, they are just, I think, made for reality TV. They are messy. It's a real divorce.
And it's just like, it reminds me, it's just like, and then she calls him a narcissist. And then I'm like, I'm so triggered by that word. Everybody I hear now, and people say it. And then I'm like, you see him like saying that like he wants to destroy her and that he was going to do that. And I'm like, God, that fucking sounds familiar to me. And then
Does that sound familiar?
Yeah, I've heard that before about me from an ex. And kind of like, as well, it's kind of funny. It's, Jax then is going on about Brittany saying like, he's fucking mad now that she's kind of hooking up with people, even though they have an agreement. I can't fucking stand these people. They're like, I can do whatever I want, but you can't do the same thing.
And that's where this is like their biggest fight in real life. It's like, we'll talk about a narcissist. Jax doesn't care that she's hooking up. He just cares that he can't control with who. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's like, you don't care about Brittany. You just want to control her or control the situation.
Exactly. And it's like, it's almost as well, like, I feel like he probably thinks in his mind, which is insane, like that she has like one up on him. Like, because she's hooking up with this guy or whatever it is. And apparently it's a friend, he said.
It's a friend, yep. Lala apparently hooked up with this person in the past.
God, they all hook up with each other.
Bring Lala into the picture. I mean, but you're not loving it, huh?
No, I'm going to get into it. And I think, you know what it is with these shows? It's like you have to just start to get to know the characters. And then you start to fall in love with one or two of them. And you start to agree and disagree. And you kind of feel like you need to be in the fight. But now this is kind of a show where I am watching people that are my age. I do prefer to watch the women in the Housewives that are a bit older than me. And I kind of aspire to them and the money. It's like, this is more kind of a bit of a, I mean, these people live nice, actually. They're not trashy. They act trashy sometimes.
And they're all in your backyard. I mean, they're all right here, like for real.
Yeah.
I mean, they're in the Valley, but the Valley, WeHo, same damn thing. You know what it is? I wonder as the season goes on, I do step away at times and I'm like, do I love the Valley or do I just love the Valley? Because there's just nothing on Bravo at the moment.
That's what I'm saying.
Atlanta, but that's about.
I need to watch it maybe.
Well, I can go on record. Let me go on record and say that Next Gen is a definite no for me. It's a pass. I'm going to pass on New York City Next Gen. It's just not for me.
Yeah, I wrote that down in the notes. So what are they trying to do here? Just get a new, younger group of people to watch Bravo?
I mean, that's okay, but shouldn't they be friends? This trailer, I don't know. Some people I've seen decent comments of some people like the trailer. I think most people don't, but I don't. I mean, just because you have Meredith Marks in it and Teresa and Candy, that is not going to sell the show. I mean, Gia Giudice is not friends with this one. Brooks and Riley went to NYU, but not together. Like, they weren't friends there. I mean, Ariana Bierman did not move to New York to pursue a career. You moved to New York for 3 weeks to film this damn show. So I hate this type of setup. Like, find a group of...
It's just like you're casting for a show, like a reality show, and you're hoping that, it's lightning in a bottle. And New York worked, the original New York worked because they were all loosely friends.
Yes. They traveled in the same scenes and they had history and they were all at the Regency. Like, I mean, find a group of really rich friends that are in their 20s in New York.
Yeah.
I'm thrilled to watch that. The real life Gossip Girl, where's that? I know we had way back, we had New York City Prep. Can't we do the 20-something-year-old version of that? I mean...
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. But yeah, there has to be those groups of friends in New York City that would be like wealthy. But here's the thing, they probably are, but the parents are like, I don't want to be on fucking camera. And you're certainly not going on camera. Because they have so much money, and then you know what happens with all these people that are on reality TV. They start to poke into their lives. Now they're not paying taxes. Now they're not doing this. Now they're living beyond their means. Now they have a foreclosure. Now they're not paying their mortgage. Like, it's a catastrophe for a lot of people that have been on these shows, and it's destroyed people's lives. In a way.
Yeah, yes and yes. But listen, like, you know, I summer in the Hamptons. You've been in the Hamptons. Like, where are, and I guess they have Summer House, but even that's not real. Like, I want the real rich children that are in the Hamptons for the summer and grew up with a nanny and they're just obnoxiously rich and just obnoxious. And just, well, at least, I mean, look, I don't really want to see a group of friends struggling to make it in New York. I feel like we already saw that. But at least anything, this just seems so discombobulated to me. I understand Gia and Brooks, and we know them, but that's not going to set a whole show. I mean, that's why the Valley, although it does have its problems, at least they all do know each other. It's like a real
They do know
group
each other, yes. Legit friendships.
Yeah. Like, Zach grew up with Brittany. Like, Zach and Brittany know each other from back in Kentucky.
And then, like, you have the Vanderpump stuff there, too. And, like, you know, you have, like, Schwartz coming in onto it, and Jax is there. And it's like, it is, and I like, is Sheena going to be on it this season? Was that rumors?
She is. Now she's really going to be on it. But, like, Schwartz lives next to Jax, so, like, it makes sense. I'm convinced that at the end of the day, Schwartz will be on full-time next season.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Not Sheena, not Lala. I feel it for Schwartz.
Does Vanderpump have anything got to do with this show or no?
Not really. No.
Not really.
Like, it's, well, Lisa Vanderpump is the producer, but Jax has, like, said over and over, she's a producer in name because anything that spills out of Vanderpump, she gets a producer credit, but she doesn't know anything that's going on the show. I mean, great for Lisa for being a producer and not having to do anything. Yeah.
No, unbelievable.
It's not bad.
I read this last week, and I didn't actually get to talk about it last week. So Meredith Marks has been suspended from filming season 5 of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City after a heated off-camera incident involving new cast member Brittany Bayman. Reports claim Meredith yelled at Brittany and made her feel unsafe during a tense confrontation. While exact details remain unclear, sources say production team took Brittany's concerns seriously and paused Meredith's participation. She probably is not on an episode or something like that or two.
Yeah, this is fake news. Meredith is not suspended. Everything
She's not.
Is
it's
fine.
Okay. Just random shit.
People, I swear, they take something and they run with it, and I don't even think she's suspended for like an episode. I think everything's fine.
Yeah, she's too good to be suspended.
So I don't know where this came from. Right. I mean, the show's doing great. No one's being suspended. Right?
Yeah, no one's been suspended at all. Not that I know of.
So that kind of came and went to nothing. But I'm excited for Salt Lake when it comes out.
I know, because I need something to watch right now. Are you watching Friends, Neighbors, Friends, or whatever it's called with John Hamm?
I heard it was phenomenal.
Oh, it's so good.
Is it?
It's so good.
What is it on?
Enjoyable.
HBO?
It's on Apple.
HBO? I've heard
HBO? Maybe you could be right. No.
You're probably right. What is it? He like loses his job and he needs money, or he starts stealing Rolexes.
Yes, Rolexes and shit like that. It's so good though. And now he's getting deeper involved in shit, and like, you know, it and has like a lot
he's
of
stealing
layers.
from his friends. Like he's rich and he's stealing from his rich neighbors and then selling it
because he knows where they are and he knows what watches they won't miss and all this kind of stuff. And he's kind of been found out now that he's stealing watches, and the woman's like, "Where are you getting these from?" And then he's probably going to have to start working with this kind of like really bad woman that sells kind of, you know, black market stuff, and he can't fucking get out of it because she has him by the balls now. Like, I don't know. It's gonna get really, really good.
It sounds great.
No, it's great. It's great. It's just it's fun, juicy kind of television, and it moves fast as well and shot beautifully, and it gives you that kind of Hamptons rich feel of like families living. I don't know where it's. I don't think it's based in Hamptons, is it? I can't remember.
Maybe I don't know, but you're like everyone is telling me to watch this show. Everybody.
It's good. Yeah.
Okay. Let's watch it.
What did you think of the space trip thing? I'm going down so many fucking like rabbit holes on TikTok about it. Like it doesn't look real. It looks like there's 2 different space shuttles that they were in. Like the inside doesn't look like the outside. They said there was the gap at the window on the outside because Jeff Bezos had to take 2 steps, but when you see the girls inside, the gap is closer. There's all these things.
Really? So you think it's a total... Listen, there are other people that have said this. You think you just love a conspiracy theory. That's really what it is.
Here's the thing. When people show facts and stuff like that and like measurements and things like that, where I'm like, okay, this actually makes sense. Like I could see this happen, and for some reason it's like they're up there and it just seems like pre-recorded for some reason. I don't know. Like I'm probably crazy, but Joe Rogan is just like ripping the piss out of Katy Perry as well. It's like, stop calling her an astronaut. She didn't go through the training that an astronaut, and she just went to the outskirts of space and all these kind of things. I don't know. I just keep seeing more and more come out.
I mean, I think the whole thing is insane. Like, I have no interest in ever going to space. Let me just go on the record. Everyone enjoy, like that train. Is that Elon Musk with that train? There's in the future, it's going to go to like New York, from New York to London in like an hour or something, or like 30 minutes.
Like that
it would be
cool.
It would be, yes, it would be very cool. But you know what? I need like a couple thousand people to go on this train back and forth before I get on it. Yeah, I don't know how we're going to go from London to New York in an hour. But once it's proven, yeah, that's cool. I don't want to be the first one. I mean,
they're building the one to Vegas here.
I know.
Like it's being built and stuff like that. But the thing about it is, you have to drive an hour outside LA to get to the train station to go.
Oh, that's
the point.
Well, for those of us that don't drive, it's nice.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's
I mean, you have to drive basically. You have to go an hour to freaking LAX anyway.
That's okay. Fair enough. Yeah, that's true.
I don't know how long it takes you to get to LAX, but I've never made it in under 45 minutes.
45 to an hour, yeah. It depends. Unless it's 6 a.m, you get there in 35 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a Fyre Fest 2 update.
Tell me.
So Fyre Festival 2. So basically, it's now becoming a streaming platform, which aims to be a digital platform for artists to monetize live shows, behind-the-scenes content, and exclusive merch drops. He claims this version of Fyre is legit and all about transparency and redemption. But let's be real. After the cheese sandwiches and FEMA tents, the bar's low. So, I mean, apparently he's selling like IPs on this Fyre, the Fyre name and stuff like that. And this is one of the IPs now that I guess like, you know, you'll pay a subscription. Artists can go on, post videos, music, all this kind of shit. I mean, God,
who's gonna do this?
I don't know, but that's what it is. We're just moving away from like, is he going to? Apparently, I will say though, people have been refunded their tickets, which I was saying. I'm like, yeah, that's good to know. So like, they are giving refunds now, and I haven't seen anything about people not getting refunds. So I'm sure it's been reported that they are. I mean, yeah.
I don't understand the whole thing. I mean, I was never going. Just FYI.
Yeah, no.
I don't like a festival. I don't like Coachella. I don't like any of those festivals. No, it's not for me.
It has to be an artist pass. If I'm going to go to Coachella, it has to be an artist pass where you can be kind of backstage amongst all the kind of artists and stuff that walking around. That would be super fun. You need a nice house to stay at night, a shuttle to take you back to and from. That's the only way I would do it.
That is the only way that I would do it, but it still doesn't seem seamless to me. It still seems by the nice house you leave. Yeah, it still is going to take you however long to get through whatever expedited security. Then you're going to be backstage and it's going to be like 100 degrees. It still doesn't, to me, sound amazing. That's just me.
No, it doesn't. It really doesn't. That's all I got for today. Anything else you want to get off your chest? Anything kind of bothering you before we head out?
No, I'm really hoping there's some good reality TV or TV. I'll check out. I mean, it could be non-reality. I do like scripted. Maybe we're just going to have to start on my podcast, Behind the Velvet Rope, and yours, maybe we're just going to have to start covering scripted TV shows here.
Yeah, I know. Because I'm really like every week I'm just like, oh, fuck, why am I watching? Beverly Hills is not on anymore. I need
Bravo's
some good
having a slow minute. Yeah. Miami will come. It's coming in June.
I'm going to start watching that. I'm just going to start it.
That could be good.
I kind of feel like I'm back in Bravo. But The Valley, I'm going to commit to The Valley. I'm going to watch it every week. I've watched the first episode. I'll get into it now. It'll be good.
Give it a chance.
Yeah.
It's not the best thing, but it has great potential for this season. Great potential.
Okay. I will do it. David, thank you so much on this beautiful Tuesday. And are you going out to the Hamptons to Jill's in the summer?
I'm going to be there. I'm going to be in the
I'll
Hamptons. You're going to be in the Hamptons. Everyone could listen to Behind the Velvet Rope podcast.
Yes.
We talk about all this reality TV going on. But yes, I'm also going to be back in LA. So I'll see you when I'm in LA. I have to be in LA in June.
Perfect.
Making the rounds.
Thanks everybody for listening up. And we'll see you all back here next week. Bye.